Zio Ashley Brown.
And so
Question.
glad to be here, Kim. This is awesome.
Look, I'm glad to have you, girl, because look, I've been trying. I've been trying. I said, we gotta get on here. But
Pushing hard, yeah.
females in hip hop,
Oh yes.
do we have a place? Look, maybe I should ask like this: if we don't look like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, do we have a place in hip hop?
Can I answer that question?
Please, Los.
Yes.
Please.
It's a yes and no, and because of this, unfortunately, hip hop today is all about is more image than it was back then when it was more talent. But if you have the talent, look at Young Ma. Okay, total opposite of Cardi B.
Yeah.
Appearance wise, anyway.
Yes.
And she's a very talented female artist, and it's unfortunate that although she is very talented and the talent speaks for itself, it's like anything else. If you're not marketable, you're not popping. But if you have that talent, and if you have that desire, and if nothing's going to come in between you and your dream, then yeah, then everything else goes out the door. Yeah. So I don't believe that a female artist has to be the next Cardi B or the next Nicki Minaj. Although those two individuals are talented, it's like they need that image to be partly successful.
Yeah, I do.
But back in the day, you had your Queen Latifahs, you had your MC Lights, you had your Roxanne Shante, and they were all rugged, So
I agree with you. Mm-hmm. I think there's a need to be consumable, and you know what I'm saying, like they're like going right to the Kool-Aid, like. But I do remember that hip hop is more of an acquired taste. Like, I will challenge that you need to broaden and evolve your ear to accept or to learn the nuances, because hip hop is grounded in jazz, which allows for like so much freedom and the break beat, and also for all of these other things. I'm separating it from rap, and I do think that there is a space for women in hip hop. I'm beginning to believe that we do not need to chase the model. We need to focus on our lane and our space, because the thing with hip hop is everybody came to it. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing your thing, when you're living in that space, everybody, it comes to you, because they're like, wow, you're being grounded. You're connecting. I would say that right now, there's this little small light coming under the door that's like, I think we're introducing some quality musicians, female musicians in hip hop. Like, they're scared to go super wide with it, but we're coming and we're fighting to open that door. I mean, we've got Princess Nokia, we got Chica, we got Rhapsody, we've got, you know what I'm saying, we got the real MCs are starting to like, and I'm coming there too. So, I won't lie that when you hear a lot of the production, it does have a formula that just connects right to like, oh, that 808 knocks, right? But and hip hop does that too. But I also remember, even when I was younger, listening to so much R&B, and then acquiring this mature taste that opened up my mind for hip hop. And it was like, you know what? And this, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you put the truth in a book, they won't open up and read it. It's kind of like, this is the fruit that'll expand your left side and not just your right. You know what I'm saying? That won't just make you look cute, but kind of secure your soul, you know what I'm saying, in spirit, and give you grounding. So You know, I've been really thinking about it. Like, I also believe, like Easy Street mentioned in a live, like a lot of the youth don't know, you know, that they're playing in the stereotypes, or playing, you know, those are the things that devastated us as a people, as a culture, as, you know what I'm saying? And we don't even realize, they don't even realize. And then I think some of us have been just so far removed because this music has shifted, and then the megahertz have shifted, and we're not even like listening for the soul anymore. It's cold. Like, this music is cold. Like Brianna, for me, wasn't even expecting to make that record. That was a whole out of nowhere experience. But that song is like, has so much love in it, because I didn't want, when Nate G, who produced the beat, asked me to be on the song, I didn't want to put her in this just sad, you know, oh, you know, just keep killing us type thing. I wanted her to live. I wanted to feel like she was ever present with us. I wanted to feel the hug that the beat gave me. I wanted to center us in love. So yeah, there's not a space in a lot of the commercial, but I think we knocking on doors and we're saying, like, you need to make space for us. You need to stop, right. You know. Yeah.
But you said,
did you say rapper Chica?
Yeah, I said Chica. Yeah, Chica's bad. Yeah,
I just watched Project Power, and I'm like, right there.
She's sharp.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, she's sharp. Mm-hmm.
The one that does it for me is Tierra Whack.
Oh wow,
and
yes.
I didn't know who she was. And then I saw a video, because she did a video montage of her whole album. It's a 15 minutes long video, where she did every single song.
Yes.
And she did one song. I was like, oh my God, that's on the commercial. So like, this girl's been out here, and we just ain't nobody knew, you know, I didn't know. So I'm like, she is so dope. And when she does her freestyles on Instagram, I'm like, you got it.
Oh, she's fire. She's fire. Yeah.
That goes back to what you said. You mentioned something about secure your soul. I'm starting to believe that the industry don't want you to secure your soul.
Oh, because you'll spend more money otherwise.
or you realize your worth, and that you don't need
there you go.
certain things.
Yes.
And you know, and Carl, DJ Celos and I have talked about it. I was like, you know, back in the day when I was coming up, for you to have a weave, you got clowned out for that. That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the thought of you getting your boobs done, your butt done, that was out of the question. You wasn't doing that. Not no black people.
Everything is about
Kim is not embarrassing anymore.
No. It's embarrassing if you don't do it.
Secure that bag.
That's an inside joke. Me, Lika, and Kim. We were messing with Kim. We were messing with Kim about a week ago. We were talking about weaves, but inside joke.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, Kim. Not anymore.
And I'm just like, what are our kids buying into? Are you buying into the music? Are you buying into the culture? Are you buying into the look, the image? And I have this fight with my son today, who wants to be an artist. Is the talent there? Yes. But he's looking for that instant gratification. He's looking for that validation that Instagram and Snapchat and all these other social media platforms provide. Well, try to provide. I guess they provide. I don't know. And it's disheartening, because I'm like, you know, I want to go back to when music was fun, when music was good, like them basement parties. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
You know, and Kim, let me say something. I agree to a certain extent, because it's not the way it was when we were coming up. But you have to. Sometimes you have to open up your mind a little bit, because when we were coming up, we went through the same things. It was just different, you know. Like, our image in the '90s were the baggy jeans, the Timberland boots. In the '80s, it was the windbreakers, you know, the Lees with the gold chains. So, you know, times changed, and we wanted to be accepted so bad when we were coming up with hip hop. You know, I'm a hip hop head. Coming up hip hop, we wanted to be accepted so bad. The adults, when we were kids, would look at us like, "What are you listening to?" And now we're doing the same thing. We're looking at the youth, and we're like, what are you doing? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
some things are crazy, like coming on stage with a dress, you know, but if the talent is there, if you're
Yeah.
selling billions of records, then you're obviously doing something right. So to a certain extent, we have to accept
Yeah.
the new generation.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
may not be it
But
may not be the same as it was when we were coming up, but you know, they're doing something right if they're
You
selling. If they're
saying I'm
selling.
old? You saying I'm old?
No. I just no. Listen, me and you are on the same page, but sometimes I feel like I gotta check myself. You know, sometimes I gotta check
but
myself because we were them when we were
it is
young.
about,
It was just different.
but it's no balance though. Like I shake my ass with the rest of them. Okay. But then there is that other, because I do, but there is no piece of no soul. We can pop lock and drop it and do whatever you want out there. At the same time, I feel like people who actually have a message get drowned out, especially because like if you don't have that quote unquote look, you know, then it just seems like, because like when I looked up Chica, I was like, see, I'm rooting for her already. I'm already on her team. I said, because right there, you know,
Right.
that's a hard
It's out
fight
of the
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for the most part, Lika, you're absolutely right. But we still have our J. Coles, we still have our Kendrick Lamars, who
That's
spit,
men.
who's exactly. But yeah, you know what? It's again, before anything, it's a market. It's a marketplace to sell billions and billions of records. So you know, you have to be marketable. You have to, and the kids these days, me and Kim, we were talking the other day, how important it is to be socially accepted in social media. The likes matter, the followers matter.
Mm-hmm,
We didn't
mm-hmm.
have none of that when we were growing up. So that's today's clout. You know,
Yeah.
it's just different. It's just different today.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It
God,
is. You
Beyonce
can
came
look
out
like
with
Shabba Ranks too, but you're a
Black is King.
female.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, Beyonce came out with Black
Yeah.
is King, and I
It's
was
the
like,
truth.
thank you. We need some fruit. We need
Thank
some
you.
vibration. We need some foundation.
Yeah.
You know?
All that.
I mean, we needed something, and I played even on the station. I played Black Parade because I'm just like, we need to hear that there's some substance out there somewhere.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with the numbers game that you do need to be marketable. But do you have to? No, you can keep pushing. We can keep pushing against that that norm, and we can challenge the system. And because if we just let them win, there will be no programming. Like we wouldn't have Insecure, we wouldn't have, you know. But it is a numbers game, and it requires a lot of work, and it requires us valuing, you know. I mean, they thought a movie like Black Panther would never make those numbers, and then I remember this little boy crying because he wasn't black. Well, he was black, but he was half black. He was like, no, I want to be 100% black. And I said, oh, this movie's gonna do well. This movie's gonna do well.
That's what you
When the
know.
kids are like, no, I want to be black. We're doing our job.
I don't know if you noticed, but Issa Rae has her own record label.
Get out of here.